Oh, welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. Welcome into the show. On today's episode of the show, we're going to be breaking down Super Wild Card Weekend. We're going to talk about the divisional round. We're going to talk about some coaching decisions that was made since the last time we recorded an episode, actually. I'm David On Point Huppin, Daily Blitz Stop Law, Christian Simpson, Matthew James, TJ Hopkins from Prime Sports World. And gentlemen, it is a Bear Down Tuesday, indeed. But you like what we're doing here at Prime Sports World, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And of course, Mr. Rivera, after the Packers lost in the wild card round, nowhere to be seen on the podcast here today. I'm sure he'll join in later, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, welcome into the show, gentlemen. Happy Tuesday and happy Victory Tuesday. And how you guys all doing? How you doing, Christian?
I'm good. You?
I'm on cloud nine, man. It's been a fantastic weekend. Cannot complain at all. But yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, let's get right into it. TJ, Matt, how you guys doing?
I'm right next to you on cloud nine.
It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's talk about Super Wild Card Weekend. First, we got this Saturday afternoon. We got the Los Angeles Rams going into Carolina and getting all they can handle from them Panthers, 34-31. Matthew Stafford did have some sort of a finger injury, hand injury on that throwing hand. Just didn't look like the same guy after that injury, but still able to pull out the victory and actually come back and win in this game. Pretty improbable the way the Panthers played in this game. Nobody gave them really a shot, and they had the lead going into the 2-minute warning. Just got to hold on to that lead. Stafford, 24-42, 304 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Running game, 116 yards for this team as a whole, 57 from Kyron Williams, 45 from Corum. Puka Nacua had a touchdown. Colby Parkinson had the game-winning touchdown. Kyron Williams had a receiving touchdown as well. On the other side of the Panthers, 21-40, 1 touchdown, 1 pick for Bryce Young. Chuba Hubbard had 2 touchdowns. Bryce Young had a touchdown. Jalen Coker had the lone receiving touchdown. It has his best game as a pro in the National Football League, 9 for 134. It's surprising to me that Rico Dowell only had 5 touches after he was extremely valuable in that game where they beat the Rams a few weeks ago. His future in Carolina very much in jeopardy now as he heads into free agency. But the Rams, Panthers, closer than many people thought.
Yeah, it really was. You got to give Carolina a lot of credit because I feel they're really trending in the right direction. I mean, I think they have a good coach in Dave Canales, and they play hard for him. You know, he's a young guy. I don't necessarily put him in the energetic bracket, but, you know, they play hard for him, and he gets the best out of his players. You know, Bryce Young is definitely trending in the right direction because I remember, you know, he was written off his first couple of seasons, but put pieces around him. Like I always said, if you want your quarterbacks to succeed, you got to put him in the right position to succeed. And they've done that. You know, they got him Xavier Legette. They got him Ted McMillan.
Xavier Legette hasn't been remotely good at all in the NFL, but okay.
Yeah, but, you know, they run the ball defensively. I think that's where they have to tighten up because that's what did them in.
Well, it's interesting. You know, Horn goes out, and then that's when the Rams kind of came back and won this game after he got kind of banged up in this game. I don't think he returned.
Yeah, that was the difference right there. But you got to give the Rams a lot of credit. I mean, they battled, and they knew they were going to get a battle from Carolina. I mean, they got one from them the first time, and Carolina beat them the first time. Like every time the Rams punched the ball into the end zone, Carolina would punch back. So obviously, you know, there was no fear with them. They didn't just see, you know, the logo on the helmet or the team name on the jersey. No, they felt that they could hang with them, and they did for the most part. But yeah, kudos to the Rams for finding a way to grind this game out.
I think the jury's still out on Bryce Young for real. He's had moments this season where he's looked amazing, and then he's had other moments where he looks like not an NFL quarterback. I think if you give him one more season for sure, but I think the jury's still very much out on Bryce Young. TJ, Matt, you got some thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, Carolina was, they were themselves. They were feisty all season. And, I mean, they never gave up. I mean, big kudos to them, as Christian said. One thing is, I would have liked them. I know they were down. They're fighting their way back, but try to run the ball a little bit more. I mean, they only ran it 22 times. I mean, you got running backs back there, kind of try to take that time of possession away from the Rams. I mean, take the ball out of Stafford's hands a little bit more. But, I mean, they, got the block punt, and they, did everything they could. So just get more weapons for, I don't know, Bryce Young or whoever's going to be the quarterback.
Well, it's
And,
going to be
I
Bryce
mean,
Young.
they're trending in the right direction.
There's no question that Bryce Young. There's no question that Bryce Young will be the starting quarterback of this football team, at least for week one next season. I don't think. TJ.
Yeah, like it was a back and forth game. Like I don't think the the Panthers could have played a worse first half than what they did, especially after who had the fumble on the punt, and they set the Rams up with prime field position.
Yeah, it was Trevor Etienne. I think that's Travis's brother, I think.
Yeah, they're brothers, and you hold them to a field goal in that situation. So what could have been 21-7 was only 17-7. Then you go down right before halftime and you score. That makes it 17-14. You go into halftime down 3. To Matt's point, this goes for both teams. Yeah, run the ball fucking more, like 22 times versus 29 times. 44 pass attempts versus 42. It was never really at a point where either team had to say, "Hey, fuck running this ball. We finna just gun it out." And I'm sorry, if you're asking your quarterback to gun it out, at least make sure the guy on the other end ain't Matthew Stafford. Like, I understand that eventually you're gonna see that guy. You're gonna see that type of guy, and you're gonna want to make sure that you have the guy to go back and like to match that guy throw for throw. But for that to be Bryce Young's first playoff game and that guy be on the other end, like that's kind of tough, because like you saw what happened, right? Like they get the lead, and it's like, did we ever really think that Matthew Stafford with those offensive weapons
it felt very much like all of those anyone playing the Chiefs in the last 5 years, right? Like they get the lead against, or they get the lead against Kansas City, or they, in this case, the Rams, and you're just like, yep, too much time. They're gonna come back and win the game. Like, they're gonna come back and win the game. Like the period. Like it's like, yeah, they scored, they took the lead, but they left Matthew Stafford like 2 minutes plus with some timeouts to win the game.
It was like it was 31-27 with 2:39 left, and that's just like, yeah, like. Yeah. That guy with that receiving core and Sean McVay, like that's entirely too much time. Like, obviously, like this is a Panther defense that flipped the switch, especially Mike Jackson. Everybody talks about J.C. Horn.
I mean, Mike Jackson was a cast off on many teams' practice squads, and to be like a borderline Pro Bowler this season is remarkable.
That dude was he was out there having him a game.
And Isaiah Simmons had probably one of his best games as a pro. I mean, that block punt he had was phenomenal.
But special teams has played the Rams all season. So I mean, like, they literally fired their special teams coach after blowing their game against Seattle. Yeah. So yeah.
And I would make the argument that I think the Rams, more so than the Panthers, I think they were balanced on offense. I mean, 29 rushing attempts to 42 passing. I think that's pretty balanced.
I mean, for them, maybe. But
I mean, yeah, for them, yeah. Like, for them, yeah.
I mean, yeah. But Christian, any final thoughts before we move on?
I got nothing.
Moving on to the game of the freaking weekend. We got the Chicago Bears welcoming in the Green Bay Packers into Lambeau Field, and get your cheese grater out as the Bears pull off the miraculous comeback in the second half to win this game 31-27. Man, a lot of Atlanta Falcons fans got to be like, man, I wish this score had been 28-3 so you can get our monkey off our back a little bit here. But the Bears scored 25 points in the final frame, including an absolute ridiculous fourth down conversion that will be played in Bears lore until the end of time. Bears down 21-3 at halftime. They scratch and they claw, and they don't score a touchdown until the fourth quarter, but yet they still somehow win this game. 31-27. Chicago Bears over the Green Bay Packers. A good game for Jordan Love. Final result notwithstanding, Jordan Love played well enough to win this game. 323 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, this is a game of your Green Bay. I mean, you don't have a single turnover. You win this game 9 times out of 10. On the other side, we have the Chicago Bears, 20-48, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Both of them are on fourth down. One of them was really more of an arm punt than really anything substantial, but they still go in the stat sheet as a touchdown. DeAndre Swift had a rushing touchdown, and then DJ Moore caught the game-winning touchdown, and Olamide Zaccheaus caught the touchdown to keep this game interesting and put the Bears at the doorstep there. And then, Caleb Williams did have fumble. It was recovered by the Chicago Bears. But Bears come back. Huge victory. Huge momentum swing. As just the Packers just got they just got concerned. I don't know what happened in the second half. Like, the Bears defense just came out of the second half and were like, yeah, this is not happening in our house. And they just shut them down. 25 points in the final frame to come back and win this game. I'm going to be honest with you guys for just a second. So I took the day off work. I work Sunday mornings. I took Sunday morning off because I wanted to watch this game. I wanted to enjoy it. At halftime, I was really tempted to text my boss and be like, hey, on second thought, I'm going to go into work because this game isn't working out the way that I had hoped. And when I'm so glad I didn't, because the second half of this game was an absolute clinic by the Bears when it comes to defense and when it comes to the offense. I couldn't be happier with the performance from the Chicago Bears this weekend. TJ, talk to me.
No, Christian, go first.
You sure? I mean, I didn't mind giving you the floor.
No,
first.
Go ahead.
Nah, I mean, won a phenomenal game. I mean, it was, I mean, every game between these two was decided by single digits. The first one was decided by 7. The second one was decided by 6. This one was decided by 4. But it was really a tale of two halves because Green Bay came out firing on all cylinders. And honestly, this was the best I think I had seen their offense look in quite some time. I mean, maybe since Thanksgiving when they beat the Lions. But they were establishing Josh Jacobs. They were getting downhill. Jordan Love had forever in the day to throw. They were spreading the ball around to the open receiver. Romeo Doubs had a couple of pretty impressive catches, and then came the second half. And, a wise man I know always says, losers make adjustments. No, losers make excuses, winners make adjustments. And that's exactly what the Bears did. They made key adjustments. The best way to neutralize a pass rush is to what? Get rid of the ball quickly. Like, don't, use screen passes, use those bubble screens because they can't get home if the ball is out your hands. But I also saw 2 things that the Bears did. One, they kept running the football. Even if it wasn't 8 and 9 yards per pop, it's 3 and 4 yards. And what does running the football do? It forces a defense to respect the run. That's what opened up the passing game. The Packers, for some strange reason, kept playing Colston Loveland in one-on-one opportunities. And Caleb Williams took full advantage of that. So, this is just great adjusting by Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears, and he simply outcoached circles around Matt LaFleur in that second half. And I also just want to say this too to all the Packer fans on social media that are saying you want to get rid of Matt LaFleur. Like, okay, you get rid of him. Who do you find that's better than him?
Real quick before we let TJ have the floor, I didn't mention, the Packers receiving core, Romeo Dobbs, Matthew Golden got his first NFL touchdown. Congratulations to him. Jaden Reed and Christian Watson all had receiving touchdowns for Green Bay. Colston Loveland had an absolute clinic of a performance. 8 for 137. I think it's the most receiving yards ever by a rookie tight end in the playoffs. That sample size is probably awfully small because we don't know how many rookie tight ends make it to the playoffs, but still, kudos to you, Colston Loveland. And this is a game for the Bears. I mean, the way the first half went, I mean, people were hella criticizing Ben Johnson for his decisions to go for it on fourth down and multiple occasions on your own side. But yeah, just crazy. TJ,
but
sorry,
David, but I remember I was telling TJ because he and I were talking throughout this game, and I even said it on Twitter, and I think he retweeted it. I'm like, look, Ben Johnson's going for it on fourth down because he had no faith in his defense.
Yeah, no, I understood why, but he was getting a lot of criticism from the people online. TJ, Matt James, talk to me.
TJ, or you want me to go?
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I mean, we can talk about this the rest of the week, but we have finally exercised our demons. I mean, we've been looking forward to this for years to come, and it's finally here. You know, we've took down Green Bay twice, actually 3 out of the last 4, with Caleb Williams, and now we got Ben Johnson, who doesn't like them at all. I mean, he's played against them. Yeah, I mean, holy shit. Finally, I mean, we've been waiting for this our whole lives. And yeah, it's a great feeling. Hopefully they can get off to a quicker start against LA because I'm getting sick and tired of watching the first half. Like, they look like the worst team in the world and finally get together with 5 minutes left in the game. But hey, that's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be. So, walk the Packers. Bear down.
TJ.
To echo Matt's sentiment, like I think that's universal among Bears fans. Like, yo, just start faster. Start faster. Like, you're gonna run into a team where you can't walk them down from 21-3, and they're gonna keep putting it on, and they're not gonna take their foot off the gas, and so on and so forth. That being said, outside of the game, when the hell did we get so soft? What I mean by that is you got all these motherfuckers out here talking about oh, Ben Johnson's classless because he yelled fuck the Packers in his locker room. Are you kidding me?
All the shit the Green Bay players were saying before the game.
All
now
the
they're
shit
embarrassed.
All the shit that Aaron Rodgers put us through.
Yeah, that too. Exactly.
Like, let me get this straight. Then they have the audacity to be like, Tom Landry never spoke like that. First off, none of you motherfuckers were alive when Tom Landry was talking. And two, if you're the football historian that you think you are, then you know Tom Landry said that and worse. Coaches talk like that all the time. They talk like that all the time. And y'all act like Ben Johnson's just doing this because he plays for the Bears. No. Mind you, he was in Detroit when that rebuild began. So Green Bay kicked his ass then. And he played a pivotal part in ending another Green Bay season. When Detroit started clicking, and they won 7 of their last 8 or 9 games that second year under Dan Campbell, and they weren't going to the playoffs. And it's win or end for Green Bay. All you got to do is beat Detroit, and you're in the playoffs. And Detroit said, hey, we're not going, so guess what? You're not going either. Ben Johnson was on that staff. And then he was on the staff next year and the year after that, and now he's here. So, yeah, the hatred for y'all don't just come from being from wearing the Chicago Bears uniform. For Javon Bullard to get in his locker room and be like, the Bears ain't do nothing special. We messed up. I ain't know scoring 25 points in a quarter. That's pretty fucking special, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking spectacular. And I'm so sure your 2 assisted tackles would have made that much more of a difference. You lost by 4. You want to blame Matt LaFleur? Why? Like y'all loved them. Y'all loved them. Y'all loved them in the first half. It was all sunshine and rainbows. What's his name? Jordan Love was on the sideline smiling and kikiing when it was 21 to
They
3,
having a good time.
having a great fucking time. Then all of a sudden, Brandon McManus misses an extra point, and then he misses another field goal, and you end up losing by 4.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till we get Micah Parsons back. This was the same team that used to whoop our ass, minus Micah Parsons. Now y'all need like what are we doing?
Like he's your hero or something.
Like this was the
I mean,
same
he's a great
team.
player, but yeah,
This is the same team Rashawn Gary used to terrorize. Where was he? Did y'all hear his name? Did y'all hear his
is
name at
he still on the
all?
team?
Yeah.
Like Lucas Van Ness, the Wyatt, like bro, like where, like this is the same team minus 1 or 2. You traded one player away and got the other player. Like minus that. Like what are we talking about? What are we doing? Like when the hell did we get so soft? I'm seeing Packer fans on Twitter and Facebook and TikTok. They posting a lot of first half reels, posting a lot of first half videos, and in the comments, what the comments say, where the rest of it? Where's the rest of the game? I want to see the silence. I want to see the anger, the vitriol. I want to see the TV smashed. I want to see shit thrown, broken. Y'all ain't posting that part. Green Bay media, Milwaukee media, where is it? Where is it? It's like y'all want to get like, should we move on from Matt LaFleur to Christian's point? Yeah, go ahead. There was actually a fan out there. He called in to Milwaukee, like to their radio, whatever, and was like, "Well, now that Harbaugh's free, we should fire Matt LaFleur and get Harbaugh."
Does Harbaugh really want to go there? That's the question.
Well,
That's a risk.
I do think if that job was to become
Well,
available,
I mean, it is a risk, though.
it would be the best outside of maybe the Raven
It
job.
could be, yes.
It would be the best job available. Period.
Yes, but does he necessarily want to go there?
I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, it would be a fantastic opportunity to coach this Packers team, but
at the same time, it is kind of risky.
It's the same reason why free agents don't want to go to Green Bay, David. It's the same reason why they. It's the same reason why, like they are. I will give them this when it comes to development and all that other good stuff. Green Bay, top notch, one of the best because it's like they have to. They have to for that simple reason. Like don't give free agents like they should. You had 30 plus years of Hall of Fame quarterback play. How many big name free agents said, "Hey, let me go there and help this guy win"? How many?
You could make the argument that Josh Jacobs may be the best player that's ever come there in free agency.
Exactly.
Micah Parsons, I agreed to come here because of Matt LaFleur. You didn't agree to shit, dude. You got traded. Like, what are you saying? Like, that's not how trades work. They get the best offer they can get. Bears won this game. Hey, you were down 18 and you got walked down. Give a team credit when it's due. It's not that fucking hard. Take your L and be gone.
Yeah.
Take your L and be gone. Like now we got to hear all off season about how if this didn't happen, if this happened or that happened, they gonna play the if game all off season. They gonna jump on the Rams bandwagon.
Yeah.
And if
they're entitled. That's the problem.
Like they gonna jump on if we beat the Rams and we play the Niners or Seattle, they gonna jump on that bandwagon. And whenever we lose,
that Niners team that they hate,
the Niners team that they hate,
exactly,
by the way,
knock them out of the playoff.
That has you ended the season losing 5 straight. You ended the season losing 5 straight. Like take a look in the mirror, do some soul searching, have your come to Jesus moment, and
Let's switch gears back into the AFC and back into Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning football, depending on where you are. The Buffalo Bills, as another fantastic game this weekend, as most of the games for the entire weekend were absolute, just great games, just back and forth affairs. Came down to the final possession in a lot of these games in this past weekend. Buffalo, Jacksonville, no difference. 27-24 as Josh Allen went into the phone booth and willed this team to victory. 27-24. Josh Allen, 25 of 35, 1 touchdown. He also had 2 rushing touchdowns in this game, including the game-winning touchdown. Dalton Kincaid caught the lone receiving touchdown, and Khalil Shakir was the leading receiver for the Buffalo Bills. On the other side, Trevor Lawrence, he had 2 interceptions, one of them being the game-sealing pick. The other one was tipped up in the air and then picked off. But he played pretty well in this game, 18 of 30, 207 yards and 3 touchdowns. They just didn't run the ball as effectively as I think many people thought they would. At least not commit to it as much as people thought they would. 10 for 67 for Travis Etienne, 6.7 yards per clip. You would love to see him get more touches that when you're being that effective, especially with Basil Tootin as well, 4 for 51. Parker Washington could not be guarded in this game. He was an absolute menace for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He had a receiving touchdown. Travis Etienne Jr. had a receiving touchdown. And BTJ had a receiving touchdown as well. And Jacksonville, good showing in this first playoff game for this version of the Jaguars. Also, shout out to that reporter that during the interview with Liam Cohen at the end there, gave him his flowers. He was a fantastic coach this season and should be in the running for Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. Yeah, that pissed me off too. The discourse, not her, not what she did, like not what she did or what she said. The reaction to it. Like, damn, bro, y'all really got y'all panties in a bunch over a reporter. The team she covers, by the way, she's been covering the fucking team since 1995. I was a year old. David still had the full beard. Christian had hair.
That's true.
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
Like, y'all really that pissed off over a local reporter giving
there are some
flowers
times where I'm just so glad that I'm not on social media and like that, because I haven't seen the blowback of that particular interaction.
Shady McCoy.
I don't get it. Like,
first off, Shady McCoy proved that he wasn't that good of a student, and he just like he literally got through school because he played football. Like these ain't appreciation trophies, participation trophy, motherfucker. Like your Super Bowl rings, like your 2 Super Bowl rings, like they're participation trophies, dude. That's what you meant to say. Be better.
Anyways, back to the game on the field. Josh Allen, as we talk about a lot on this show, absolutely put into the phone booth and willed his team to victory, dealing with a whole bunch of injuries throughout this game.
I don't know how much more he can take. I'm being 100% honest.
Josh Allen,
he was getting hit, he was getting rocked that game, and they just kept doing that QB sneak, that snowplow QB sneak, that one where he literally got carried.
Yeah.
to the 1 yard line.
I mean, this is why Josh Allen is Josh Allen, and like he's the best quarterback left in the playoffs. No matter what you think about Matthew Stafford or Drake May, it's Josh Allen.
Like, he gets hit and he's laying there for he's just taking an extra second before he gets up, and I'm just like, is this it? Like, is this it? Like I'm not wrong, bro. Like we all thought the same thing. We had to be thinking the same thing. Like, come on.
Oh, I thought, I was like, man, like when he was dealing with the hand stuff in the first half, I was like, is Josh Allen gonna get knocked out of this game? Because it certainly seems like it. But
yeah, then the first time he snuck it in for a touchdown, he took a shot, and he got bent up. Like his knee got like twisted or something, and he just laid there. I'm like, if they're not fucking careful, like they just go, like he's gonna fall apart. Like it looked bad. It just looked bad.
Christian.
Yeah, this was the one I was looking forward to. And David, you want to tell everybody what you told me about an hour before the game? because we were talking. You remember what you said?
I was like, I don't really know who to pick in this game, man. Like I
Yeah,
was having a hard time with it.
and remember what I'm gonna tell you. Like I told you, just like I told TJ, because TJ, we talk a lot. Like we really do off the mic. We really do. And I told TJ because he asked me after he saw the preview, and he was like, "Yo, why did you lean toward Buffalo over Jacksonville?" And I said, "Simple. I just have a feeling Josh is gonna be put in a position where he's gonna make one more play than Trevor Lawrence." And that's exactly what happened. But I give Jacksonville all the credit because I knew this wasn't going to be an easy game for the Buffalo Bills. Like Jacksonville presented such a physical challenge for them. And I thought Josh was going to leave this game, but he really showed his mental toughness, and not just him. I think the entire football team as a whole, because this was a grinded out slugfest, punch you in the mouth type of game. And who's going to fall down first? That's what this ultimately came down to. And this is one of the better performances outside of what they did against the Eagles that I saw Buffalo's defense play, because they did a pretty good job at stuffing the run. Like they committed to stopping.
I mean, they gave up 6.7 yards per carry, and they gave 154 yards rushing. Did they do a good job?
Listen, David, they stopped the run when they had to. I'll put it to you like that.
All right, sure. I mean,
they stopped the run when they had to. They made sure Trevor Lawrence was going to beat them. But, at the end, like this was a great game. This is the one I was really looking forward to. Yeah, Buffalo, they won a road playoff game for the first time in 33 years. I think Whitney Houston, I Will Love You, I Will Always Love You was like number 1 on the charts at that time. I think I read. You know how some of these posts are, the last time so-and-so did this is what was going on. And I think I saw that on Twitter. And as far as, Lynn Jones giving Liam Cohen his flowers, people are just miserable. And
miserable, bro.
Listen, I hate being that guy. I really do. Race plays a factor. And unfortunately it does. TJ, you know where I'm going with this. Like it really does nothing wrong. Like people are just miserable, and the media already gets a bad rap on how they handle these guys after losses. I just saw a guy in Liam who really needed that, because look at how he lit up when she spoke those words into him.
I also think that if it had been a man doing it, we wouldn't even have this conversation right now.
Oh, a man did it to Kevin Stefanski, and not a word was said.
Yeah,
not a word was said. It's like on the flip, like if you're Jacksonville, like, are we still asking? Are we asking that question about Trevor Lawrence? Like I said, if he lost, is it just like you just ran into a better team?
I think he's got I think the questions are still there. I mean, it was a great play by Tre'Davious White, that pick that finally sealed the game, more than it was a bad throw by Trevor Lawrence. By the way, shout out to Tre'Davious White. I mean, he comes back to this Buffalo team after, 3 or 4 seasons of kind of just being a journeyman, and he has arguably the most important 2 plays of the game. I think the questions are still there in Trevor Lawrence, and as TJ likes to always point out, you got to see him do it again. I mean, we already seen him have 1 season where he was pretty good, and then he followed it up with 3 seasons where he was barely average. And so I think the verdict is still out on Trevor Lawrence.
I want to say this too. Liam Cohen, he kind of picked the wrong time to look like a rookie and make a rookie mistake as the head coach, because Trevor Lawrence being short of that first down, I think that determined a lot of the outcome of this football game. Just take the points. Sean McDermott was so smart in throwing that challenge flag, because who knows what would have happened if he didn't.
True.
Yeah. Matt James.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I actually scoreboard watched this when I was at work. So, you guys said it all.
Moving on from there, we had another upset as a road team is going to once again move on to the next round of the playoffs with the battered and bruised San Francisco 49ers going into Lincoln Financial Field and beating the Philadelphia Eagles 23-19. Brock Purdy was good enough to win this game, 18 of 31, 262, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But it really was the Christian McCaffrey show. 2 touchdowns for him in through the air. He also had 48 yards rushing. Demarcus Robinson played a major role in this game, over 100 yards receiving and 1 touchdown. And sadly, George Kittle, after his first catch of the game, tore his Achilles. I've never seen an Achilles tear look like that. I was legitimately shocked that it was an Achilles tear. It didn't look that bad, but you can never really know based on injuries. But he's one of the good guys in the league, one of the faces of the league. And being here in San Francisco, where I currently live, he's one of the most popular players on the team and one of the most popular people in the community. Just got to wish him a speedy recovery. Just hate to see a guy who's generally seems like a really good, down-to-earth, good human being have an injury like this. I'm sure he's going to bounce back and be the same guy he was before, but just hate to see it as this injuries just continue to pile up for the San Francisco 49ers. And on the other side of this, man, the Philadelphia Eagles, I mean, kind of just give up 13 points in the final frame, and you just don't look good in the final half of this game as you only score 6 points. And you really got to question was what they did when benching their starters in the final week. And now you're out of the playoffs. Jalen Hurts, 20 of 35, 1 touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 26 carries for 106 yards. Dallas Goedert had all the touchdowns for the Eagles on the ground and through the air. And A.J. Brown with a couple really head-scratching, frustrating drops in this game that could have led to points. It could have led to continues of drives. But San Francisco just continue to roll. Unlikely team here on the NFC divisional round to just beat the Philadelphia Eagles at kind of their own game.
Yeah, that strategy to everybody damn sure backfired, didn't it? Well, David, you said that.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is play your starters, beat who they played week.
They play the Washington Commanders. You play your starters, you beat them. You go up against the Packers team you've dominated over the last. But I mean, in the same conversation, I mean, they've dominated the San Francisco 49ers team too. I mean, they've won 3 in a row going into this matchup. But you also threw your offense out of rhythm. They just never really look. I mean, this offense has been terrible most of the season, anyways. But
Yeah, so they fired Kevin Patullo earlier today. So this is their fifth different. This is going to be the 5th different offensive
something like that.
Offensive coordinator.
He needed to go. I mean, the rhetoric around him has not been good.
AJ, it seems like the writing's on the wall with AJ Brown. Like him and Nick Sirianni were back at it again. But the discourse behind AJ Brown and them, AJ Brown and Sirianni has been what has been the last 2 years, like the reading the books on the sideline while the defense is out there, the subtle, not so subtle tweets sent out by him and all that other good stuff is on Jeffrey Lurie to realize hey, this is all she wrote. And we accomplished a lot with this iteration of this team. And sometimes you gotta realize when it's over. I don't see how you can come back with this version of this team and be like,
I think there's zero chance. I think there's zero chance that AJ Brown is on this football team next season. 0.
And to the Niners, Kyle Shanahan showing why he's a top coach of the year candidate. And you lose Kittle, you're already without some of your other key guys on both sides of the ball. No Ricky Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk ain't played all year. No Fred Warner on defense.
Brandon Ayuk might never play a game again.
Trent Williams was a GTD game time decision, and you come out there and you have to fix the graphic because I said Steelers 23, Eagles 19. Fix that.
Oh shit! Thank you.
And you come out there and you see, the thing with this is is it really an upset? I don't I wouldn't
I
call
mean,
this game an upset.
anytime you go on the road and beat, an Eagles team that's
But
the
like,
defending
but,
champs. I mean, that's an upset.
but it's also just a technicality, right? Like the rec like what their records were basically the same. Only
I mean,
two
they're
differences.
the Niners had a better record, but I mean, anytime and they were 7-2 on the road as well. Like they've actually played better
So, like, yeah,
on the
like
road.
that to me that's not an upset. Like that's one game.
All right, sure.
Like, no, I'm just saying like to me that's not an upset. Like I wouldn't call that an upset. Like it's y'all are basically the same fucking team. Like one team just happened to win their division. You played in a super stacked one. That's no
That's
one's
true.
fault.
Christian, talk to me about this.
Yeah, I agree with you about George Kittle. Like to me, he's the heart and soul of this entire 49ers football team. I mean, he gets the drink stirred for these guys. So to see him go down, yeah, that was tough. Other than that, no, this is a gritty win for the 49ers. You're flying across the country, which is tough for a lot of West Coast teams to do, to play in that East Coast window. And no, they just went in there and beat the Eagles at their own game. TJ knows what I'm about to say right now. The what don't like to get bullied?
We don't like to be bullied.
Yeah, and as far as the Eagles, Sunday was a microcosm of their entire season because we never really saw them kick it into gear or anything. Really couldn't run the football. I mean, yeah, Saquon had over 100 yards, if I'm not mistaken, but
Yeah, 106.
just this passing attack just couldn't get it going. And AJ Brown better not ever complain about winning the football
Anything
or
ever
anything
again.
because you had plenty of opportunities to make catches, and damn it, you didn't make it. Plain and simple.
He had 7 targets in this game. He only caught 3 of them.
Yeah,
Also,
but
like just not
yeah,
dynamic play calling on the Eagles
no,
on offense. I mean,
it wasn't. But nah, David, I say it all the time. This was the Eagles season in a nutshell because their defense shouldered a lot of the responsibility and the offense couldn't do their part. And look at where it got them.
Matt James.
Yeah, I mean, I scoreboard watched this one, but I was watching it a little more close. I mean, yeah, the Eagles, I mean, they struggled tremendously just trying to get that ball in the end zone, it seemed like. I mean, San Francisco's defense is, still depleted. I mean, the Bears went in there and their offense put up 31 points themselves. And it's like you have San Fran travel across the country and, take you down. You could barely muster 19 points with Saquon over 100 yards. I mean, the Eagles have I hate to say it, but they have a lot to think about this offseason on,
Well, I think
what they want to be. It's like seems like there's a lot of drama right now.
They benefit by the fact that they're probably, even with all the noise, they're still the best team in the NFC East next season, probably going into it. I mean, depending on who ends up being the head coach of the Giants, maybe you can make the argument they might be the best team in the NFC East next season, going like projected winner, but it's still going to be the Eagles. Moving on.
Before you move on, like I'm looking at this tweet right here. It's from Darren Orlovsky, and hey Dan, that Bears game. Hey, I need you to come up. Hey, don't hide, motherfucker. Don't hide. Yeah, you got some smoke to catch. I need all of it. But he was like, Philly
I don't
ran.
think he hasn't been on TV since.
Yeah, he's like, Philly ran 10 plays on its final offensive series. They ran the same play / copied a previous play from that drive on 4 different occasions. That's to your no ingenuity point. Like I think somebody also said like they ran like the Eagles receivers ran like 48 hitch routes. Like,
Well,
bro,
I'm pretty sure on that last play, it was straight up just 4 go balls is the route combination that they came up with in a game that a play that you had to have. And on the other side, the Niners on that Chris McCaffrey touchdown, I don't know this for sure. I'm just hearing what experts say that was the first time the Niners had run that particular play all season.
Here you go. The Eagles ran 48 hit routes on Sunday, 27.6% of their routes. That's the most of any playoff team this weekend. Other teams averaged 12.6%. The Niners ran 10. Other Eagles route rankings among 10 playoff teams so far. In breaking routes, in breaking 11, 10th, crossers 8. They ran 8 crossers, ninth. It's like you're at the bottom of like out of all the playoff teams, you ranked at the bottom in terms of passing ingenuity.
So
Like
that's why their
that's
OC doesn't have a job. Before we move on into the AFC, we got a shout out here on YouTube from AK All Day saying "Bear down, Chicago Bears," and that is a testament or whatever the word is that we all appreciate here at Prime Sports
Yeah.
World. Minus one person for sure.
and just to drive home the final point, David. The route back to the route concepts. The Rams ran 29 in breaking routes. Rams 29, Niners 26, Bears 24. They ran 11.
So
Jeez.
11.
from there into the AFC Sunday Night Football, we got the Los Angeles Chargers picking up the pieces of Justin Herbert after he was getting destroyed in that game against the New England Patriots,
Yeah, that was ugly.
16-3. Justin Herbert, we always knew that this offensive line being in shambles was going to eventually cost them a game. It just happened to be in one of the biggest stages of the season. And Justin Herbert's 19 of 31, 159 yards, 6 sacks taken by him. He was also hit 5 additional times on top of those sacks. He led this team in rushing. Ladd McConkey 3 for 32. This offense is never able to get in rhythm, never able to really get going. And Drake May on the other side. Chris Collinsworth aside, played good enough to win this game, but I wouldn't say he was particularly good in this playoff game. 1 touchdown, 1 pick, I think he had a fumble in this game as well. He had 2 fumbles, only lost 1 of them. Hunter Henry caught the lone receiving touchdown and a beautiful throw actually by Drake May on that touchdown to Hunter Henry. And Drake May, leading rusher. Roger Stevenson had a pretty solid game here, 10 for 53. He also led the team in receiving yards as the Patriots smothered the Los Angeles Chargers, and it was a pretty easy victory for them. As the final 2 games in the AFC were just really not entertaining football games. Let's be real.
It's the that touchdown pass to Hunter Henry where I was on social media like, oh, that was the best pass of the weekend. It's like that's the best pass of the weekend. I saw Caleb Williams do that shit 4 times.
Did you see that throw he threw on 4th down with the season on the line?
Did you see the 4th and 8 throw the Roma Doomsday, bro? Like that's what we doing? Okay.
That throw by Caleb Williams is going to be on highlight reels for.
That's gonna feed, bro. That's gonna feed.
Man, they're gonna be running the sprockets off of it for the rest of their lives.
So Izzy's not here with us on the podcast today. First off, shout out to Lil Izzy for winning his wrestling tournament. We love that.
Yeah.
Shout out to but for like Izzy's in the group chat and he's like Justin Herbert should demand a trade. And I get it, that's outrageous, that's extreme. But David's like, LOL, no. Just no. I'm looking at it like, because like David, it's like you said it, bro. Like you lose your 2 all-pro caliber tackles, right? You lose Rashawn Slater, and then it's like, oh, no big deal. We're just gonna move Joe Alt from right to left, and then you lose him. You get him back, and then you lose him again for the season. Then the interior was also makeshift, and
well, if you believe in any of the PFF stuff, which is up for debate,
it's bad. It's bad.
Did you see the rankings of those interior linemen, like of the Chargers?
It was like 36 out of 40, 37 out of 40. 38 out of 40.
They were all of their interior linemen were either dead last or second to dead last. Like this team made the playoffs. Like, are you kidding me?
And like I obviously the issue that Justin Herbert had, broke hand. Like I said, I would not be surprised at all. Over the course of the Charger offseason, we hear, hey, Justin Herbert had offseason surgery on a hand, on this, on that, to to get himself prepared.
I mean, he's got
But
his whole arm is just like covered in like I wouldn't be surprised if it like you guys seen iRobot, right? Like it reveals that he's just like
mhm.
a robot arm. Like it's all
and but I do like how one narrative was dispelled off of this loss, and that was, oh, Greg Roman built the offense for Lamar. Like, no, Greg Roman just got fired. Lamar's still playing. Lamar still has a job, and so that tells me Lamar is the offense. God damn it! So I put some respect on that boy name. So that, yeah, more like you said, David, at the start of this, more openings have come open. Yeah. So the matter of fact, the Chargers have two. They fired both. They fired both coordinators today. Greg Roman gone. DC gone. I already said Kevin Patullo
I
gone.
mean, he that their defensive coordinator is probably going to interview for some head coaching jobs. He may not get one, but
He may not get one. Like,
I'm actually surprised that the Chargers fired him because he did a damn good job. And I think he did pretty. I think he did a damn good job in this game. I mean, he really limited Drake May. Like they were getting pressure out of the quarterback. But
yeah, bro. Like we watching that game, and I'm texting my brother and my older cousin, and I'm like, "Yo, Herbert got his ass kicked," and my brother responds, "Thoroughly." Like, I'm like, it's like, damn, bro. It's like, bro, the minute he snapped the ball, he had little to no time, bro. Like he had little
especially
to
down the
no
stretch
time
of
to
that
do.
game, Milton Williams was just absolutely like living in the backfield. Like they weren't blocking him, or he was just swimming off of him. Like, Kristen, talk to me about this one.
Yeah. I like the way New England played. When they had the Chargers down, they kept them down, and they kept beating them and beating them and beating them like a drum. Um, I almost feel for Justin Herbert because like the Chargers had about 10 or 11 starting offensive lineman lineups throughout the year. Just imagine if they had a healthy Joe Alt, and imagine if they had a healthy Rashawn Slater. We could be looking at something completely different. I mean, this game 16-3 is kind of a misleading score.
It's
To
very
me.
misleading.
Like, yeah, because this was my 3 favorite letters of the alphabet.
BTA. Speaking of BTA, it was
Well,
Thursday.
hold on, Matt James, you want to weigh in real quick before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, I love what Vrabel's doing for his own squad there in New England.
Took a bust.
I mean, we haven't seen a defensive performance like this, in a while. So, I mean, kudos to him. And I mean, I feel bad for the Chargers. I mean, I was actually kind of, rooting for them and Jim Harbaugh, but hey, New England, I mean, they're for real.
Moving on from there, we're swinging into the beatdown at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh. Houston Texans 30-6. And I think the number one stat you got to kind of know about this game, the Houston Texans at one point in this game turned it over in the red zone. That Pittsburgh Steelers, they had 8 offensive snaps after that interception. I think it was a fumble. One of the two. Doesn't really matter. The Pittsburgh Steelers put up a total of 4 yards on, get this, 8 snaps. If you're not a mathematician, which most of us aren't, that's a half a yard per play. That is some smothering defense played by the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud did not play good in this game, and if they want to continue to move on in the playoffs, he is going to have to play better against the Patriots this weekend. 2 fumbles, 1 pick. He did have a very nice touchdown to Christian Kirk, who played out of his mind in this game. 8 for 144, especially since Nico Collins is banged up and did not return in this game. Not a great looking injury. Concussion is somebody who's been dealing with concussions for most of his career. So hopefully Nico Collins can make a speedy recovery and get back onto the football field if that's what he wants to do. Woody Marks went over the century mark, also had a touchdown. And if Aaron Rodgers does not play another game in the NFL, his final pass will be a pick 6 in the playoffs. from Aaron Rodgers. He didn't play particularly well in this game either. 17 of 33, 146 yards. He was sacked 4 times. He was hit another 12 times. He was hit another 12 times by this defense of the Houston Texans. They're just unable to get this offense going at all. DK Metcalf had 2 big-time drops in this game. If you want to be a number 1 wide receiver, you got to make those catches. Just an absolute BTA, as Christian likes to put it, 30-6 at the hands of the Houston Texans. And now we have a lot of questions. We'll talk about Mike Tomlin here in just a minute. We have a lot of questions about Aaron Rodgers. Houston Texans, this defense is big time. It's on. We'll swing over to Matt James. Let him have the floor first before we swing into Christian and TJ.
Yeah, I mean, Houston did what they needed to do. I mean, their defense, we know, is one of the best in the league. And I mean, I don't know. This Pittsburgh team could look very different next year. I mean, with Tomlin gone, and who knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to do.
I would be legit, but especially since Mike. I guess we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
When we get to the coaching stuff in just a second. But Houston. Yeah, TJ, Christian, talk to me.
Yeah.
Go first.
I go. The Steelers defense, and David one time fixed the score. The Steelers defense, they held on for as long as they could. Like, they were making plays like this. I even said, I'm like, yo, this Steelers defense is balling, bro. Like, it was a relatively competitive game for, what would y'all say? The first half it was what?
Quarter.
Yeah, the first 3 games. Yeah, the first 3 quarters. Like, it was
the majority of this game, all the way up into the third quarter, when the Pittsburgh Steelers just kind of unraveled.
And it was like they get they getting takeaways. They the Texans are moving down the field, and they'll cause a turnover. They'll get a stop somehow, and it was frustrating on that end because one half showed up. Like, the defensive half showed up. TJ Watt was out there wrecking shop. Jalen Ramsey was doing J-Ram thing. Joey Porter Jr. was having a day. Cam Hayward was shutting shit down. And it was like you said, Aaron Rodgers gets fumbled, and we get a big man TD. Sheldon Rankins picks that ball up, and big man rumble, young man rumble. And then it's 14. Then it was 14-6. And then after that, like you said, they were like, hey, complete unravel. They had, I think the Steelers had maybe 3 or 4 trips to the red zone, and you walk away with 6 points. Christian previewed this, and he said 21-13. I'm like, yo, I hope it's that. I hope it's that. And I was kind of right with how I said my prediction would go. Like, hey, if I'm the Texans, I score 1 or 2 touchdowns, and then I just let my defense set up shop and just do what they do best. And I was almost right. Like, for a minute there, like it looked like 7-6 was going to be the final, because like, it was like, damn, bro. Like,
and all the kids went nuts.
He's so disrespectful. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, but yeah, like, it was tough. Like, that was tough to watch. You thinking DK Metcalf was gonna make some kind of difference? The refuse. I don't even say the refusal, but the lack of shots down the field, like, to take the top off. Like, they tried it a couple times. I know Izzy got up in arms about a Cam Laster play that should have been DPI, maybe was DPI on Calvin Austin.
I don't know.
I said maybe. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, I give refs flack when they deserve it. I probably would have been swayed by the crowd. Like, I probably would have thrown that flag just because of the vitriol that the crowd gave that play like that. And we've seen that happen, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say shit like that don't happen. We've seen that happen, but yeah, your point.
CJ Stroud had 5 fumbles in this game. He lost 2 of them. He recovered 3 of them. I mean, if you play like this against the Patriots, man, it's going to be a long day at the office. Christian, talk to me.
What you mean you brought home a bad report card?
Oh boy.
What? That's all I need to say.
B minus.
Let's just move on. Let's talk about the coaching carousel. Let's spin it some more. New head coaching opening since the last time we talked about this. And interestingly enough, Mike McDaniel fired the day after John Harbaugh got fired is a little bit interesting, right? Like it's like
Finally.
he claimed he's safe, and then at like the day after a prominent head coaching candidate gets fired. Sorry, McDaniel, you get your walking papers. And then this morning, in a extremely shocking turn of events, Mike Tomlin steps down as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's talk about both of these jobs. Let's talk about Mike Tomlin just for a second there. How shocked were you by maybe not the fact that he got fired or is no longer going to be coaching the Steelers, the fact that he chose to step down? And Christian, you said you wanted to talk about this, so go for it, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to see what, we saw from him 19 straight years without a losing season. I mean, that's unprecedented, right? But
I think you could make the argument because of the culture of the NFL. We're not going to see head coaches coach for 19 years as a regular thing anymore.
You're absolutely right. I mean, look, I just think now he felt this was the time to do it. And the Steelers don't fire coaches. I mean, since 1970, they've only had 3 coaches: Chuck Noll, rest in peace; Bill Cowher, who is a Pro Football Hall of Fame head coach; and Mike Tomlin, who's also going to be a Pro Football Hall of Famer in due time. But no, Mike Tomlin did it right. He was a leader of men. He brought the best out of everyone. I mean, so many of the guys he coached just posted on social media, giving him his flowers and everything, and just saying, thank you for everything you did for me and making me better, and whatnot. And I think what he does now, me personally, I think he's probably going to take a year off. He's going to take a year off, may do TV if he wants to. I don't think he has the patience to do that. But
there are the rumors on the street that they expect him to get hired at Fox as part of their pregame show.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, take a year off. Sean Payton did it. He took a couple of years off, and look at the opportunity that fell in his lap. Jim Harbaugh didn't coach in the NFL for over a decade. And, I just think it's all about finding the right opportunity. You don't want to jump right into it. And that's what I think he's going to do. He's a smart guy.
I also think that this decision by Mike Tomlin makes it a almost 99.9% chance that we saw the final play of Aaron Rodgers, because I just don't think he's going to go to another team now. I think if Mike Tomlin had stayed, I think the door was sort of open for a possible Aaron Rodgers return one more season. But now that it's for sure that he's no longer going to be the coach of this football team, I think we've seen the final play of Aaron Rodgers. And I mean, Mike Tomlin, his tenure in Pittsburgh is second to none. I mean, he led the team. He never had a losing season. And I guess we'll see what he does from here. I mean, I think there will be teams that are going to call. There are going to be tons of teams that call him. And I cut it at the bottom of this graphic because of Mike Tomlin and Harbaugh now being available. Do you think that other teams are going to look at their head coach and is like, is there somebody we can get that's been better? And then as for the Dolphins job, I think that was inevitable, whether it happened now or at the end of the season or the end of next season, because I think there's going to be a new quarterback probably there in Miami. And I think you want to pair up a coach and a quarterback. They don't exactly have a pick to take a quarterback high in the draft. I mean, unless they're going to trade up. And this isn't exactly a stout quarterback class. I mean, we've been calling for Mike McDaniel. It was time. Regardless of John Harbaugh and the interesting timing of the decision, it was inevitable. And Mike Tomlin, okay. So,
this is one of those. I ain't gonna say it left much to be desired because Mike Tomlin did something I don't think that's ever going to be done again. And was it 19 seasons?
I mean, you will never be done again. You can take away the might. Like nobody's ever doing that again.
No losing seasons in basically 2 decades.
It's not happening ever again.
I mean, like the only thing that obviously you can quote unquote call and say is an underachievement is the lack of Super Bowls. Like he only like went to two, won one.
And shout out to all you Bengals fans because
Yeah, bro. Yeah, because like, bro, if you'd have told me at the end of a season, well, by this point in the season, between Kevin Stefanski, Zach Taylor, John Harbaugh, and Mike Tomlin,
well,
that
no,
the
no, no,
only
no.
coach.
That was not what my reference was actually. So because of Mike Tomlin losing 7 straight playoff games, you know
Oh
who?
yeah, Marvin Lewis.
Yeah, he just tied Marvin Lewis
Oh,
for the longest
geez.
streak in the history of the league.
But like, no, but to my point, you'd have told me that out of the four AFC North coaches, if you'd have told me the last one standing would be Zach fucking Taylor,
Uh,
like
That's
I,
funny.
but it also kind of shows you why the Bengals are the Bengals, or as why they're in the position that they're in. Like it, yeah, that's 100% why. Um, to the people who are saying to David's question, like now that these two premier guys are on the market, like bro, like, Harbaugh's agent came out and said within 45 minutes he had 7 calls. How true is that? I don't know. Maybe
I mean,
that's just
and then at the time of that comment, there were only 6 openings. So,
exactly.
so
He had more calls than openings. Like so, like now you add a super wild card to the mix and Mike Tomlin. Like first off, who's to say Mike Tomlin go gets right back on the horse? Who's to say he don't wait a year? Right? Who's to say the same thing goes for Harbaugh? I I think teams are so I think that's what teams like really need to do. Like they really need to vet the coaching process. I don't think teams do that enough. I think they panic hire. Like that's what they do. I think teams really need to there's nothing wrong with sitting and waiting until a better option comes along or what because like you got teams out there this past coaching hiring cycle, they didn't interview Liam Cohen, they didn't interview Ben Johnson, they didn't interview Mike Vrabel, and you saw they went to teams that wanted them, and you saw the turnaround. So like now you're looking like, hey, like I think out of all the teams so far, I think Atlanta is the one that's I want to say they had a sit down interview with Harbaugh. Maybe I think I misread that. I saw that somewhere. I don't know if that's true or not. But whoever
the
your top candidate was, like if free Harbaugh and Tomlin being free, you have to redo your whole process now because now it's like you're doing a disservice to your team if you don't bring those two dudes in and see where they're how they feel about your team.
Matt James, real quick before we move on.
I mean, y'all said it pretty much. I mean, you got two premier coaches out there. I don't know how Tomlin's gonna what his route is, but you got John Harbaugh too. So we'll see. What happens with it
Now
all.
we know where Izzy stands. Sorry to cut you off, man. We know where Izzy stands. He's on the fire
Yeah.
LaFleur,
Yeah.
bring Harbaugh train in.
Yeah.
But Packers and LaFleur are currently negotiating an extension. That came out this morning, or was it yesterday? I don't remember which day it was. Well, one of these 2 days.
Both. Both.
Moving on from there, let's talk about that divisional round. And I'm sure Kristen can't wait to get his hands into some of these matchups if he has not already previewed some of them over there at the Daily Blitz blog. And let's first start in the AFC. We got the Buffalo Bills going into Mile High and taking on the Denver Broncos. Last time these two teams played was actually a playoff game last year. Buffalo got that victory 31-7, a very familiar result between these two franchises. Before Denver won the matchup, or I guess Buffalo's won 4 out of the last 5. They've won 7 out of the last 8. 9. Yeah, 7 out of the last 9. So in the recent memory, since 2008, Buffalo has dominated this matchup against the Denver Broncos But this is a very different Denver Broncos team led by Bo Nix and an outstanding defense. And the Buffalo Bills this time on the road in the playoff game will not be at Orchard Park. And Christian, I think we know what's coming.
Yeah, come on, David, Matt, let's do it.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Let's do it on my count. 1, 2, 3.
Shameless
plug
plug
number one, baby.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Yeah, like Buffalo, that was such a gritty win on Sunday in Jacksonville. You knew that wasn't going to be easy, but they came out on top. They survived the physical battle, and they're going to get another one. You know, this Denver team, they're tough. Like, this defense is really going to show up. They're going to show out. Can Denver get the running game going, which I think they will. But, you know, the one thing Buffalo did that kind of pissed me off was that last drive that Josh Allen scored on. Why wasn't James Cook on the field?
Talk to him.
This, you know, like they do this a little too much for my liking. They did this last year in the AFC Championship game, and that cost them. Like, have your best player on the field. Better things are on the horizon when you let James cook. Plain and simple. I preview this one the minute we get off the show. Be on the lookout.
And you can find that over at the dailyblitz.blog. I mentioned it in the group chat. I mean, if you are the Denver Broncos, the absolute last team that you want to see coming into your building is Buffalo. And because no matter however conversation you have, Josh Allen is the best player in the game. And when you have the best player in the game, you have an opportunity to win the game no matter what happens. I mean, the Denver Broncos, they got to rest, got the bye week. They got a defense that's fully loaded. But Josh Allen feels like he's on a mission. I'm taking the Bills. And this is a little bit about heart as well, because, you know, as many people know, if you watch the show on a regular basis, I very rarely pick against the Buffalo Bills because I just love them. And nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. They're right up there with my love for the Falcons and weirdly the Jacksonville Jaguars. But yeah, I'll take the Bills. Kind of a heart pick, but I do think Buffalo. And I mean, we've seen Denver. I mean, at times they don't look like a team that should be the number one seed in a conference. They just don't. Like, they play like, and all of a sudden they just turn it on and like they're like, oh, we're Denver with the number one seed. Like, I think if you get down against Buffalo the way the Broncos have in many games this season, you will not come back and beat Buffalo. Give me the Bills. Matt James.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. You know me, I always, love a good defense, and Denver has that. And going to Mile High is never easy, but no, Josh Allen, I mean, he's on a mission, as you said. And I mean, start feeding the ball to James Cook, help yourself out in this one. Give me Buffalo in a close one.
TJ.
It's hard to pick against Josh Allen, right? Ain't it? Like, it's after all we just said. If you're Denver, you're kind of hoping Bo Nix shows up. Like, I'm being honest, like to David's point, like about Trevor Lawrence, like same thing can be said about Bo Nix. He's rode the coattails of this defense too, right? This is also an offense that since losing why is his name escaping me?
J.K. Dobbins.
Since losing J.K. Dobbins, like the run game hasn't really been that effective. You're saving grace. You got a week off. You got a week to rest. All right, let's see if it did you some justice. All right, I'm picking Buffalo. I don't have I ain't got the heart in it like David do. Like David, you know what you should do? You should jump to a table if they win. I want to
find a table. Actually, so I have this TV that I can't freaking get rid of. So maybe I'll jump through that.
Oh God!
When you do that, when you do that, listen. When you do that, I need you to get us all on video chat so I can.
Maybe if it's 3 a.m., I'll make sure to call you, Christian.
Oh God!
Nah, then I'm coming. Never mind. I'll say. You know what? I'll put it in the group chat because I ain't gonna say it on the show. I'll put it out like that.
Moving on, staying in Saturday Night Football. We have the rubber match between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. And the fun fact here is San Francisco 49ers and Seattle Seahawks played in week 1. And the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers played in the final week of the regular season. And then the rubber match now will be the final week of one of these two teams' season. So you start the season and you're going to end the season with the same opponent potentially. Seattle, San Francisco, both of these matchups so far have been pretty low scoring, with 17 points being the high total between these two franchises so far this season. San Francisco, obviously, as we talked about, beat the Philadelphia Eagles. The Seattle Seahawks have been waiting for them to show up, get the first round bye, get the home field throughout the playoffs. Christian, let's talk about it.
David.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, let's go. Let's do it again. Right. Let's do it again on my count. 1, 2, 3.
Shameless plug number 2, baby.
Yeah. I remember when these two played earlier in the year, week 1. San Francisco just edged them out. Week 17, Seattle returns the favor, and their defense just imposed their will on them. So now, what do we see in the finale of these two? These two have the history against one another in the playoffs. They just met a couple of years ago, I believe, during the 2022 playoffs. And then, of course, we can't forget the infamous Richard Sherman rant to decide that after the NFC Championship.
Sorry ass wide
receiver. With a sorry ass wide receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you gonna get. Sunday was the best I've seen the 49ers defense play all year long. Now, I think they have a little tougher of a task because you got to prepare for Cooper Kupp. You got to prepare for Jackson Smith and Jigba. You got to prepare for Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker III. But, the most important question to me is what version of Sam Darnold shows up? Because, he's never played in the divisional round. He's making his debut. Brock Purdy's been here before. So, that's something to watch. And I really got to give San Francisco a lot of credit because no matter who they lose, it's just the next man up. And Kyle Shanahan just knows who to throw out there. I preview this one tomorrow. Be on the lookout.
So, the Seattle Seahawks have kind of won despite Sam Darnold the majority of the season. Yes, he's been pretty good this season, but they have a negative turnover differential. This is a team that you look at some of the deeper analytics, you would think this isn't a great football team, but their defense has been outstanding. They have one of the best 2 corner duos in the NFL. They have a really good front 7. And I think at some point, we kind of thought that this would already have happened by now, but the injuries for the San Francisco 49ers, like at some point, it's nice to say next man up, but when you're losing talent left and right every single week, it's hard. You can't just replace those guys. I'm going to take Seattle. This is going to be a low scoring game. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 13-6 game because both of these teams play so well and they're so well coached. I'll take Seattle by a field goal. But I wouldn't be technically surprised if San Fran pulls this off because they just continue to just kind of pull the rabbit out of the hat all this season. But give me the Seahawks. Pat James.
Yeah, going into Seattle's never easy to play. I know San Fran did it the first time and they won. Then they swapped and Seattle went into San Fran and won, but if Seattle has the right game plan, run the ball, control the clock, keep it out of Sam Darnold's hands right now, and let your defense and your run game, dictate this game. They can do that. So I'm going to take Seattle, and as you said, it's going to be low scoring. Give me Seattle by, I'll take a field goal too.
TJ.
I'm going Seattle. I think if Mike McDonald is smart, he looks at that Eagle game and like, hey, the Eagles were able to run the ball a little bit on this Niner defense. We have a pretty solid 2-headed monster at running back. We're at home. I like to think that we have more offensive ingenuity in the passing game to only run 11 crossing routes over the course of 4 quarters. You have the league leader in receiving yards in JSN. You have the potential offensive player of the year in JSN. Right? Like, don't get too what you call it? Don't get too overwhelmed.
Or shoot.
I I understand, like, hey, for a lot of the dudes on Seattle, this is their first time in this moment. San Fran is like, hey, we've been here before. We know what this is. We win this. We win this. We could, like, no, we win this. Bare minimum, our last game on the road is,
In San
uh,
Fran, they get the next home game.
No, they wouldn't.
no, they wouldn't.
The only way they can play at home is if they get to the Super Bowl.
Is if they get to the Super Bowl.
Oh, we're talking San Fran. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's like if you're San Fran, like you got to keep that in mind. Like the last time a team played in their home hosting Super Bowl was Tampa Bay, and then we saw what that did for them. The Chiefs, outside of the obvious, I ain't see a Chiefs fan. I ain't see a Chiefs fan in that Super Bowl. Like if they were very few and far in between.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was ugly. So I'm going Seattle. I'm going Seattle. I'm gonna say 28-24 Seattle.
Moving on from there into Saturday morning football afternoon, depending on where you are, and going into the divisional round between the New England Patriots and the Houston Texans.
Sunday.
Fun fact. Sunday, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yep.
Fun fact, the Houston Texans have gone up against New England Patriots twice in the divisional round. They have gotten beat down in both of those matchups in 2017, 16-34 at the hands of New England Patriots. Just for a fun fact, do you know who the quarterback was in 2017? For obviously the Patriots, we know who it was. For the
Brady
Texans,
and Matt.
not Matt Schaub, 2017, not Matt Schaub. Christian, you got this one? Quarterback for the Texans, 2017?
Not David.
Brock Osweiler.
Brock Osweiler was the quarterback of this football team in 2017. How about 2013? Obviously, we know who the Patriots quarterback was, but we know who the quarterback was for the Texans.
Matt Schaub.
Matt Schaub is correct.
Yep.
But those two guys not walking through that door. Tom Brady not walking through that door. We got a new crop of talent for both of these two franchises. Drake May versus C.J. Stroud. And the last time that these two teams played was actually last season, a game that Texans won very easily, almost doubling up, 41-21. Not quite doubling up if you're a mathematician, but this is not 2024, and this is not the 2024 Drake May, and frankly, this is not the 2024 C.J. Stroud. Christian, talk to me about it. Let's go.
Hey, David, let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it.
Yeah.
On my count. 1, 2, 3.
Shameless plug number 3, baby.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. You know, that Houston defense, they are the best defense remaining in this tournament. You name it, they do it. They rush home before. They don't blitz. They play with a lot of lane discipline, a lot of gap integrity. But, you said it when we talked about that win against the Steelers. Like, C.J. Stroud has to protect the ball a lot better. New England didn't necessarily look all that great against the Chargers, not taking away anything that they did, but they didn't do anything that really wowed me. If anything, their defense was what won them this football game. So, I think this is going to be a low scoring, hard hitting, physical football game for the right to play in the AFC Championship. I preview this one on Thursday. Be on the lookout.
Also, shout out to Dylan Holmes on the YouTube channel. My Bears come back from 18. Wow. Hell yeah, Dylan. We're right there with you, Dylan Holmes. Go Bears, baby.
FTB.
Thanks. Appreciate the comments there on the YouTube channel. If you like what we're doing here, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. TJ, I'll let you have the floor first. Texans, Patriots, Foxborough.
Man, I hope this probably gonna be the fucking game of the weekend right here. Like this, I don't know. I don't anticipate a lot of scoring in this one either. I'm anticipating very 2017, 21-14, 2014 type, 17-14 type game. If these two defenses are what we say they are, yeah. Like, and I also think the Texans, part of the Texan defense, like you were up against an Aaron Rodgers who clearly wasn't as mobile as as we used to see him as. Drake May can move a little bit, so you're gonna have to contain. You're gonna have to contain him a little bit, like when he breaks outside the pocket. He had to play a couple plays yesterday against the Chargers where he ran for some first downs, and that was crucial. Whew. Give me the give me the Patriots in a tight one. Give me the Patriots 2017.
It is important to note that Christian Gonzalez did leave that game against the Chargers with a head injury, is in the concussion protocol right now. So we'll see if he ends up being clear to play. Obviously, you hope he is. He did say he felt fine, but feeling fine and clearing the concussion protocol are not one
Two
of the
different
same.
things. But then, but also the Texans lose Nico Collins, right? So
Correct. So
it's
that injury looked bad.
but I ain't gonna say it's it's an even trade off. Because I don't want to sound insensitive to the subject, but
Yeah. With all that being said, I'm taking the Texans to win this game. Also, Jalen Reed, starting safety for the Houston Texans, was injured early in that game against the Steelers, did not return with some sort of knee injury. Unsure if he's going to play in that game against the Patriots. But I'm taking the Texans to win this game. Defense travels, defense wins championships, and this defense is smothering. We have a lot of inexperienced players, especially on that Patriots offensive line. I mean, with Will Campbell, he got kind of shredded up a little bit in that game against the Chargers. The matchup going up against the Texans is even going to be more physical and more difficult than what it was against the Chargers. I'm taking the Texans in what would be a quote-unquote upset, but the Texans have been cooking, man. I mean, 8 games in a row, including the playoffs. The defense is coming into play. They're humming. Their secondary as a whole might be the best group in the NFL of any position group in the NFL right now. Like, that secondary is outstanding. Give me the Texans. Matt James.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, as you said, Houston, their defense is cooking and doing things. I'm going to take New England though at home. I believe Mike Vrabel's experience throughout these kind of situations. He'll get his team ready, and it'll be a close one. Give me 20-17, New England.
To the final game of the weekend, and we have the Los Angeles Rams coming out from beautiful SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles to what is expected to be a frigid Soldiers Field in Chicago. Last time these two teams played was last season, a game that the Bears got the advantage 24-18. But these are not the same Bears, and these are not the same Los Angeles Rams. As we're looking at, the Rams coming off that victory against the Carolina Panthers, and Bears obviously beating the Green Bay Packers. This game's in Soldiers Field. So was that game earlier this season. Christian, let's finish it off, baby.
Let's finish this off. Let's do it. On my count. 1, 2, 3.
Shameless plug number 4, baby.
Yeah, the Rams did just enough to survive, and that pass Matthew Stafford made to Kobe Parkinson, I mean, he put that exactly where it needed to be put. I mean, chef's kiss, seriously. As far as the Bears, again, not trying to be that guy, but they got to get off to quicker starts because there's gonna be that one
You say
time
what you
where
mean, trying to be that guy. We've been saying that. You're
shut
not.
up, shut up,
You're not trying to be that guy. We've been saying that. We've
shut up,
really been saying that.
shut up.
Just
I'll deal
terrible.
with you. I'll deal with you after the show.
Whatever, man.
Whatever.
Something
Nah,
I
they,
forgot to mention earlier about the Bills game. Gabe Davis, who was coming off a really good game for Buffalo, tore
Torres
his
ACL.
ACL and the other knee.
oh, that's tough.
So hate to see it. But
That's
sorry,
tough.
go ahead.
That means they're gonna really need Shavers to step up. But I think he
Who
also
also he returned to the game though. Was he did dealing with some sort of knee injury, but he was able to return to the game.
okay.
Hmm.
Nah, but the Bears got to get off to a strong start, and I think this game comes down to who's gonna run the ball a bit more consistently and who's gonna be able to stop the run more consistently. Very interesting quarterback matchup between Matthew Stafford and Caleb Williams. I'm really excited for this one. I hopefully, it ends another strong weekend of football. I preview this one on Friday. Be on the lookout.
Matt James.
Yeah, I mean, as Christian said, I mean, both teams need to get the run game going, and both defenses need to, stop it. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, the Rams have not played in this cold weather at all, the entire season. The coldest they played was like 50 degrees, and that's a whole new animal. I know Matthew Stafford's been here before, but him, being my age, I'm not going to say it. It's cold as fuck at times when it gets that low. Um, but yeah, Stafford is Stafford. This game is going to be interesting. How he comes out, how our the Bears come out. They can come out faster for once and control the game. I mean, if the Rams come out and control the game, it is much different than Green Bay. Um, I'm going to take the Bears, though, at home in the cold weather. Give me them 24-17.
TJ.
That's not enough points.
You know,
that's not enough points.
praying to God that Dennis Allen makes adjustments before.
That's not enough points. Oh man. Yeah. This is gonna be another cold one. This is it ain't gonna be Chicago, Cleveland cold, but it's gonna be pretty fucking close to that.
Yeah.
18 degrees is what the internet is saying for this game.
That's what it's saying. That's what it's saying. They not talking about what it's actually gonna feel like.
Yeah, that does not include like wind chill and all that noise. So
Like, that is not including what it's actually gonna feel like. So it might say 18. That shit might feel like 5, bro. Like it's gonna be freezing. And like if you're the secondary, hey, strap up, buckle in. Like it's gonna be all hands on deck. Puka Nakua can win a game by himself. Devontae Adams is a public enemy number 2 behind Aaron Rodgers because he done broke our heart too enough times.
Well,
And,
he ain't in that same category as like a Randall Cobb or we're fucking Romeo Dobbs, man.
Kobe Parkinson ain't nothing to slouch over. Like he not like, and I harped on the run game and against the Panthers. Like, hey, Sean McVay is too good of a head coach to not have some kind of plan going into this game.
Yeah.
And attack like we know the issues. Like, obviously, if you're the Bears, losing Ozzy Trapillo, not ideal. Done for the season.
Yeah, torn pec.
Torn.
Patellar tendon,
patella.
PCL.
Torn patella, and for him to have the wherewithal to hop off the field, so the Bears ain't have to burn the timeout. Shout out to him. But that's
especially if you just shredded up your PTL. It doesn't say he tore it. He just has some sort of injury with it.
but he's done. Like he's not playing, and then
Yeah.
to lose TJ Edwards and insert DeMarco Jackson, who hindsight 2020, that's probably a good thing because TJ Edwards, he's the glue of the defense, but he was a step slow against some of these teams with faster receivers and faster backs. DeMarco Jackson came right in and made an immediate impact. So you're getting a start in a divisional game. DeMarco Jackson, Theo Benedette, you're getting a start against a very formidable pass rush that LA has in a divisional game. Give me the Bears. Definitely once again, heart overhead. Give me the Bears. I'm going 34-31. I think Cairo sends us to the NFC Championship.
There we go. I mean, it's Bowski versus Smith again. So
I'm gonna take the Bears as well, but I'm tempering my expectations. But I'm
Absolutely.
this Rams team. When you look at all the teams that are remaining in the playoffs, I mean, they're probably the second or third best team remaining. However you want to rank, I think it's Buffalo, Denver, and the Rams are right there. Like they're right there in the mix of being the top team in the NFL playoffs remaining. I mean, they were one of the top teams heading into the playoffs before the playoffs even started. This is a hard overhead pick. Yeah, I'm taking the Bears. I wouldn't be. I also would say that the Rams have not exactly played their best football down the stretch here. And the Matthew Stafford injury, he's dealing with some sort of finger injury. I expect him to be fine. I expect him to be Matthew Stafford, what we've seen out of him for a majority of his career. But I'm going to take the Bears, and I feel pretty good about it. I mean, the home field, the defense adjustments, the head coaching situation. Go Bears, baby. Let's go.
I wouldn't be obviously on flip side. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if the Rams came in and won. Like, wouldn't be surprised one bit. Wouldn't be surprised one bit at all. Before we get, is there one game this weekend that you would be surprised if it went the other way?
What do you mean by it went the other way?
So we all picked, we all made our picks. Would you be surprised if like the Broncos sent Josh Allen them home? Would you be surprised? You wouldn't be surprised at that?
No, not at all.
I'm pretty solid end of football.
I guess my memory isn't as good because I'm getting old. I don't remember who I picked in the Seattle 49ers game. And it was only 10 minutes ago. But I wouldn't be surprised if either of those two teams won. And I picked the Texans over the Patriots. I wouldn't be surprised if either of those teams won. I think all four of these matchups are coin flips. They're all excellently well coached, great defenses, good offenses. This is going to be a really fun round of football.
Yeah.
I just hope it's I hope it is because to have.
We kind of ran into this last season, right? Like we had an amazing super wild card weekend last year, and then the divisional was just like a dud. But I guess we will see. We will see. But yeah, continue checking that out. We'll be back next week when we're going to give you our recap of the divisional round. Get you ready for the conference title games. I'm also going to be back tomorrow doing some fantasy football stuff, giving out some final awards, just talking about recapping some stuff when it comes to fantasy football. But this has been our 25-26 Super Wildcard weekend. We also previewed every single matchup in the division round. We also talked about Mike Tomlin stepping down earlier today. This has been Prime Sports World. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. If you like what we're doing here, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Facebook. Go ahead and check us out at all those places. But I'm David Huffman, Matt James, TJ Hopkins, and from the Daily Blitz Stop blog. And do not forget, his Broncos-Bills preview will be going live in just a few minutes. So you want to
I'm doing that tomorrow. I don't feel like it. Yeah.
I don't feel like it.
We just doing that tomorrow.
All right, well, tomorrow. Check that out
tomorrow. Yeah.
Over there on the Daily Blitz blog. And put the Daily Blitz blog own Christian Simpson. And gentlemen, when would you hit the prime, my friends?
We make fun of TJ.
Wait, We also bring the heat. We'll be back here tomorrow. Stay safe out there. And for most of y'all, I'll see you guys next week. Peace out, gentlemen.
Guys, peace.